And welcome back to part 17 of Bloodborne. This is also the finale of the main game. This time we're going to take on Gehrman. If you want the true ending and you want to fight against the moon presence, now is when you use your 3 umbilical cords. You can use them up until this point, but I wanted to keep all of them just so I sort of knew. And when you progress forward, this is your arena for the final boss. So when you're ready, go up to the top and talk to Gehrman. If you want to start the fight quicker, you can actually attack him as right now and just swing at him and you'll get it as well. But I decided to talk to him. Strategies for Gehrman. He's essentially the test, part 2. Because Father Gascoigne, his fight is similar to Father Gascoigne, just he's got more. He's got more tricks, he's harder, he's faster, he hits harder. So he is essentially the final test, and Gascoigne was the first test. So the strategies that worked for Gascoigne you want to use with caution here. You either need to know how to parry very well, or you need to know how to out-combo. You need to know how to hit first. You need to be able to read his moves. Assume it's a PvP match and try and read what he can do, and then just outplay him. There isn't much of a strategy for this. There's only so much I can say and teach for the boss fights. And the human boss fights are the hardest to teach anything for, because it requires a lot of you just thinking things through and reading the situation yourself and making your own outcome of how to handle it. But here, wielding his almighty burial blade, which is a fucking scythe,
tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
We begin our final fight with Gehrman. And he is a hard fucker. I am not joking when I say this, he is really fucking hard. And then you're going to see this fight actually get relatively close at points, but you can parry him. And if you know how to time the parries, you can make Gehrman a joke. As you're going to partially see. So I do get a few parries. I don't get in anywhere near as many as I'd like, but I do get a few. And just keep in mind, a lot of his attacks can kill you fucking quick. In 2 to 3 hits you will die. The alternate form of the burial blade will mean that he will be using his almighty blunderbuss more often. Because I think it's a blunderbuss, it works around about the same. Ow. And he will just fuck you up if you're not careful. This is one of my favourite tracks that's playing as well in the background. The track's called The First Hunter, and that's me fucking up a visceral. But I can't give enough praise for this soundtrack. The whole game's soundtrack's badass, but this track just... It's the best track of the main game to me. The DLC tracks are kind of a whole different league, because the DLC tracks are a little less atmospheric, more intentionally trying to be epic, whilst the main game isn't trying to be epic, it's just trying to be pure atmosphere. And I love it. Every piece of it is brilliant. And there's me fucking up another visceral. Ooh, both shot at the same time. He can parry and visceral you as well, and if he does, it's almost a guaranteed kill. So be wary of that. Ow. Come on. Oh. And so he has a lot of swings, and he also tries to outcatch you. Because if you try and do a counter hit, he would have parried that. And look how close I am to death right now. Look, I would have died then, because he hit me as I healed. That's dangerous. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting to win this fight at all. Because Gehrman has a habit of making you feel, no matter what level you go in as, making you feel like you're not high enough, not strong enough for it. Because he just wipes you out. And I honestly felt for like a few seconds during this that I wasn't ready, I wasn't going to be able to beat him. When he does this, you can get a few hits in, but now, if you want to go Dark Souls terms, his poise is pretty much infinite. He won't stagger. And he also has this, which is a very delayed AoE, but it hurts a lot if you get hit by it. Probably why it's so delayed. And look, he's parried me. And he almost caught the visceral in, I managed to get out of it. But the one thing you need to know is that Gehrman can parry heals. If you're in the healing animation, that can be parried. You can parry a lot of things with human NPCs, and it will catch you off at first when you realise just what can be parried. because if you heal, you can be parried. If you're mid using an item, you can be parried. I think that might be enough to kill him. No, not by it. But it's a nightmare. But if you can get also, you also have the old hunter's bone, so you can do teleport dodges. And when you get the final hit, build up as much health as possible, because if you've used the umbilical cords, we've still got one more fight. And we get the old hunter's badge, which allows us to buy his weapon. But if you have the 3 umbilical cords, this cutscene is about to come down will play this way. Because if you don't have the umbilical cords, this being, called the Moon Presence, will outright make you replace Gehrman. He will put you on the chair and make you replace Gehrman. You will not be able to overcome the Moon Presence. But with the umbilical cords, you will be able to overcome the Moon Presence. As you're going to see, this bit wouldn't have happened if you didn't have the umbilical cords. He would have just consumed us and we would end up on the chair. But now he's rejected the Moon Presence, we have to fight the fucker. And this is your true final boss. And to be honest, Gehrman's harder. If you beat Gehrman, you can beat Moon Presence. You might lose to Moon Presence because he has a very Heartless Angel-esque attack. Also, our insight's 99 now. Ow. Because you get a crap ton of insight if you get the Moon Presence fight. The only way you can get the visceral parry on Moon Presence is to hit him a shit ton. It's one of the big bosses. Well, the game counts as a big boss. You're not getting your parry traditionally, you're getting it for hitting him a lot. The Moon Presence is quick and very... As you can see, he has a lot of evasive attacks, so as he's dodging, he'll swing. Which can catch you out and get some damage done. So all you need to do is just pay attention. If you're over-aggressive, he will become evasive, and he will try and swing at you with said evasive attack. So just predict it. That there's the Heartless Angel attack, I call it. So it always puts your health to 1. But he has a very long wind-up afterwards, so parry... Well, you don't have to parry, I got lucky with this. And you're going to see me just fuck him up now. I don't give him a chance, I just go all out and wipe him out because he's stunned. He's wrecked. There's only so much he can do in return, he's fucked. And that's the Moon Presence, and that is Bloodborne, you've won! Congratulations!
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
And that is the end of Bloodborne. I really enjoyed going through this game. A lot of people have heard my praise before, but this, hands down, is the best game I've played all year. I got into it late because I didn't pick it up until partway through 2016, well, this year as of recording. But holy hell, I was blown away. I love this game to death. I don't know how much of its brilliance, to me personally, I managed to show during this, but I hope I managed to show enough, because fucking hell, this game just kicks ass to me. And as soon as, like, the moment I played it once, it's like, I need to play this, I need to let's play it for the channel. But because of its sheer difficulty, of course, it ended up being post, because it was far easier to just get the recording and then edit over than it was to try and be live. But this game, Christ, like, we haven't even done the DLC yet, and some of the best parts of the game's in the DLC. And I wish I was joking. The DLC steals the show in several areas. But I really don't know what else to say. I love this game. I love the H.P. Lovecraft elements. I love the build. I love the monsters. I love the boss fights, well, minus a couple. I love the atmosphere, the tension, how easy you can just lose and it all go to nothing, but then how satisfying it is when you actually make the distance and kill that boss that was giving you trouble, or make it through that area that you were struggling to burn through, or using the variety of weapons, because every weapon has the two forms. You only saw me use the cleaver and the holy blade, but there is a huge collection of weapons, including a Kirk hammer, which is literally just a short sword that goes in a hammer, Simon's bow blade, which is a sword that doubles up as a fucking bow, the whirligig saw, which is a circular saw at the end of a giant club, the Tonitrus, which is an electric rod that you can swing around and zap people. I could go on. There's an arm cannon you can strap to yourself. There's all sorts. It's just a really awesome game with huge variety. And yeah, I've said what needs to be said. I love this game, and next, well after the DLC, because I'm doing the DLC next, when I finish the DLC, I will be tackling Uncharted 2. I know that's quite quick after Uncharted 1, but yeah, I will be attacking Uncharted 2 and giving it my most. In the credits, in the credits, there's gonna be slight spoilers. We've just gone past them, but there were slight spoilers towards the Old Hunters because it was the voice and teamwork for some of the bosses we're fighting in the DLC. But I've said enough. If you haven't picked up Bloodborne and you've got a PS4, what the fuck's wrong with you? Go pick it up. It's an amazing game. And I haven't even touched the Chalice dungeons, which is where the game goes full on roguelike, where there's just random dungeons, random bosses, random loot, and you can become truly beastly through that if you put the effort in. But I've said enough. So until then, until next time when I start the Old Hunters expansion, you guys take care now. See yous.